William Breault, Chair of Maine South Alliance for Public Safety in Worcester. I'm here in opposition to House Bill 2929. I emailed this to you last week. I gave a hard copy of my testimony this morning. I hope you read it. My opposition to this, and I'll veer off of my oral statement a bit. I'll go to Proposition 215 in California and what happened out there when they allowed to grow 6 plants. They were allowed to do this, and what happened out there. That was in 1996. I'll forward to the chair on the Senate side, Senator Downing, and on the House side, Representative Kaufman, also a representative who lives near to me. I don't really know what your position is on this issue, but I'll forward the reports of what I'll briefly talk about this morning. In the bill here, it has on page 4, and I'll just paraphrase, and not get the dollar amount. What I find insidious is the THC levels, which should be asked to tax. It's A, B, and C. $150, $250. It goes from 1 to 3%, from 4 to 7%, and from 8% up. THC levels. That's the hallucinogenic byproduct of what's in marijuana. What I will forward to this committee is an article in the Associated Press, which was dated October 1st, 2009, on drugged driving and deaths, and ODs now outpacing traffic fatalities in this country. I'll also forward with statistical backup, and the heading goes, reducing the penalties for marijuana means more drug driving. This is from the United States National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration, that found that marijuana significantly impairs the ability to safely operate a motor vehicle. The report, which you'll get, states epidemiology data from traffic arrests, fatalities, indicate that after alcohol, marijuana is the most frequently detected psychoactive substance among driving populations. The driving problems include decreased handling performance, inability to maintain headway, impaired time and distance reaction, increased reaction times. Now, having said that, California was brought up. I'll forward information from the San Diego District Attorney's Office on arrests in that area, which allows, in some counties out there, cultivation and growing. And what's happened, the collateral damage that's happened out there. I would hope that this committee would not give this serious consideration. You hear, I'm probably it looks like the only person that's going to be in opposition to it. I'm proud to sit here. I'm proud to tell you I'm opposed to it. And I will give you what the data says from the San Diego District Attorney's Office. They had a statewide ballot referendum in 2000 out there that allowed, up in what's called the Emerald Triangle, Ukiah County, to grow 25 plants. And what happened? They just had a ballot question last year, question B, which rolled it back from 25 to 6. I wish it was to 0, but it wasn't. And why I'll follow with law enforcement information to you is the collateral damage that was caused by robberies, shootings, and incidents that occurred in that area. Prop 215 has been around a long time. I believe it was instituted in 1996. So along with my testimony, I'm also going to give statistical data, and you can look at it, people can look at it different ways. One thing you will find, it's from NIDA, National Institute of Drug Abuse, which tracks through something called, the acronym is DAWN, which tracks episodes of emergency admittances to hospitals, both in this state and nationally. I want to have you look at that information, and if you think you should be given political validation to antisocial illegal behavior in the name of taxes. And I come from an urban center, second largest in New England. We're laying off police and fire, and that's troublesome. Please don't tax me. Please don't give this any political validation. I think it's wrong, and I just hope you don't give it that kind of consideration. I vehemently oppose it. I'll continue to oppose it. But you can be sure both chairs and Representative Evangelitis will get that information along with the other 16 members of the committee. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be heard. I know I'm in a minority here, but I think a lot of people, when you get to, we have decriminalization. Is what I'm going to ask to be filed in Worcester. It's not legalization, it was decriminalization of the ounce, which I'm sure you're all aware of. We were outspent heavily. We had 61,000 to 1,600,000. And the legalization kingpins in the United States, namely Soros, spent 400,000 just to get it on the ballot. The voters voted, we have to accept it. But I'll ask our city council, one of a number now that's filing to up the fines to $300, $400, $500 if you get caught. It is illegal, it's a Schedule I drug, it's against federal law. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Any questions from members of the committee? Before you go away, Mr. Breault, got questions?
I just have one question, if I could. You didn't give any specifics. I just want to ask you, I think you were intimating this, but I just want to be clear, just to ask you. In areas that marijuana has been legalized or decriminalized or whatever, is there, because I don't think anyone would disagree with the fact that driving under the influence of alcohol is clearly not an advisable thing and illegal beyond a certain point, depending on what state you live in, for alcohol content. I think that it's also illegal now to drive under the influence of marijuana. I mean, it's just driving, so it is illegal. But my question to you is there any empirical evidence, and I think it's maybe what you're giving us, but in areas where it's been decriminalized or legalized in any fashion, is there evidence to show that more people drive under the influence of marijuana in those situations than other areas?
I think what's happened in the last couple of years, even in this state, the Massachusetts State Police is now just incorporating into their training division. Only 1 out of 3 are now able to check you if a state trooper pulls you over. And this may be indicative of police departments. I hope somebody from a police department will come up here and agree or disagree with me. Only 1 out of 3 are now trained, coming out of the academy, which will be trained now, to detect marijuana use. National Organization of Marijuana Laws in one state now is going to challenge that because of THC levels, how long it stays in your system. So that might not be the answer to your question, but for me, that shows you what you're going to be facing down the slippery slope on driving under. They get it legalized, decriminalized, then it's legalized, and then driving under. How are you going to detect? How are you going to arrest? So I don't know if that answers your question. But all that data, and it's probably a quarter of an inch thick, you'll all have to make your own determination. Is this does or doesn't move forward.
Thank you.
Any further questions?
None.